is the podcast going already?
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah, wake on up, pal. We got you water. We'll get you some booze. Let you smoke on some weed. Sorry. Oh, he's actually coming. Yes.
You're just gonna go until you came on.
Fucking Jesus, what up? Welcome to the party.
Howdy.
Come on, sit down. Join us.
Take a load off.
Looking fresh like springtime.
That's what I was doing.
Jesus, what have you done today to put yourself into this?
Not enough. I think there's...
Trace it all back.
Let's hear
I want
it.
to hear about
Where
your
does-
day,
where does
dude.
it start?
Where are you, first of all?
Chicago. I'm in Chicago with Chris.
Where's that? What state? Can you tell right now?
A free state.
You know what state you're in, bro?
There you go.
Land of Lincoln.
Oh.
Right, we did discuss state mottos.
Yeah.
You got that guy from here?
I think
Lincoln?
Yep.
it's really kind of a weak one. It's just like, hey, look. This
I
guy
also
was
think
from
he was
here.
born in Kentucky, but like lived in Springfield or something.
But like, I mean, shouldn't
His
your
family moved to the frontier.
your state logo be like something kind of badass? Like, live free or die, obviously being the best. That's
well,
awesome.
Alabama's was Skinnered for a long time.
I can't think of a
No,
single
it wasn't.
badass
Yeah, it
that
was.
happened to
Sweet Home
Illinois.
Alabama.
Well, that preceded it, right?
Huh?
I have no idea.
Surely that
Oh, yeah.
preceded fucking Leonard Skinner's song. They didn't name it after the song.
I think they named it after the song.
No, my dad would love to agree.
My
dad says
that's
it
the world we would
My dad
live in.
says "Sweet Home Alabama" should be the national anthem. Actually,
The national
That's-
anthem's referencing a state that's
well,
not even the capital.
it's the most in his mind. It's the most important one. You see
One
our
of the main
agricultural
exports.
exports?
Where are they? White water.
Crab legs. Wait, no, that's Russia.
Columbus is Russia?
Most crab legs come from Russia
Yeah.
or Alaska.
Right, yeah. Well, like the Bering Strait area.
Frozen
right?
at sea.
All of Deadliest Catch is.
Brought straight to your plate.
Really?
Yeah.
Bought by your food stamps.
What is it with like Alaskan snow crab? Like so, is it true that those guys really supply the world as well? Like the guys that are out there doing those kinds of
I think
runs?
they're the biggest supplier of that specific type of crab.
right.
But I mean, that's not even like the favorite of my clientele.
What are they, like Dungeness?
Dungeness.
You know that's
Oh,
from
okay.
Washington?
Really?
Yeah, I think all Dungeness crabs come from like off the coast of Washington.
Dungeness and king crab are easily the most popular.
Chris was putting me onto Deadliest Crab.
Deadliest
Deadliest
crabs.
crabs.
Deadliest
Crabs.
We just watched Top 10 Bug Battles.
That
I got
was pretty fucking
deadly,
intense.
deadly
That was
crabs on the
crazy.
mind.
Jesus was even tuning in between winks.
Dude.
It was crazy.
Yeah, you don't mess up the mantis.
But back to Jesus, we're deviating. We can't get into these bugs yet. I want to hear more about
Bugs and axe.
your big solo Chicago outing this morning.
Yeah, I just like to have a little time to myself. Y'all didn't wake up till what, 9, 10?
I mean, I woke
About
up about
10:30.
10:30.
15 times, just went back to bed.
Yeah, I woke up at 6:30, man. I was getting
Holy
bored.
It's in work mode still.
I can't turn it off, bro.
But don't you wake up at like 4 usually?
Yeah, that's me sleeping in.
That was a damaged sleep.
Yeah,
Man.
Still getting up early as shit, though.
but it was nice. It's nice to walk around by myself.
Well, you got your business done without us even knowing it, so.
Yeah.
You didn't have any moment of panic where you thought you were lost and your phone
He did.
wasn't
He,
helping
he,
you?
he went the wrong way at one point, right?
Yeah, I was heading to the red line, like near east side of Chicago, and I went west, and I started like the building started going away, and there was
Or like receding into the ground or
there
something?
was like this lady coming in, and she had like a bunch of cleaning supplies.
You went far, too. You didn't just go on for a couple stops.
I
You
saw
went-
those
I
step
was there
counts
for
on
like
your
2 or
phone,
3.
man.
I got like an extra 6,000 steps.
He's killing all of us today.
No, but I mean, you got on the wrong bus for a long time.
Yeah.
Because you showed me your location.
3
'cause-
stops.
Man, it looked a lot further than that.
Well, anyway.
What'd you
So
do?
you were-
What'd
so you were out there.
get?
Well, the first step was getting to that brunch place,
The Yolk Experiment
Yes.
Kitchen or whatever it's called. The test kitchen.
Like, don't plug them. Don't plug them.
But you weren't that
I
impressed.
don't want people to take this as like a.
As an endorsement.
Yeah, I know. All of our listeners would think so.
Yeah, we want to
All two of them.
flood the restaurant.
But I had to take 2 buses, and I missed the connecting one. And then I looked at my phone and it said, "Well, it's either you wait another 30 minutes, or you walk and you get there in 40 minutes."
So what'd you do?
I walked.
Hell yes,
Oh.
pro-choice, buddy.
It was a long walk, and I was a little sweaty.
Sweaty.
So sweaty.
Pass by anywhere interesting?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
What'd you get?
I saw
What'd you
this
check?
building. Sorry for the listeners at home. I can't read.
This will be the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it would make an excellent thumbnail. Where is it?
This is the abandoned one that you wanted to go into?
Yeah.
Oh,
Look how
yeah.
greeting this is.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, that is cool.
Oh, were you on the trail?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
606 trail?
Crap.
Oh, it used to be a train line. That's interesting.
Really?
Yeah, they made it a walking trail.
This is neat.
So this is your second podcast.
Oh my goodness, it is.
The big number 2. It's been, what,
I'll say.
That's what they say about the
He's having a little bit of a sophomore slump, I think. No, we're happy to have you, dude.
It's
So rare.
Senioritis.
I think all of us. Well, I don't know about Daniel. Daniel seems the most composed of after the days of weed and alcohol and walking and food and staying up late. Staying up for almost 24
I think
hours
that's
yesterday?
that's what really makes you delirious. It's not the other substances. It's
Yeah.
just total lack of sleep.
And if
Like
my,
when I would drive like from Houston to come visit you, when I would get there and we would
Oh,
do
it
a
was
podcast,
crazy.
I felt so delirious.
you were
Just
totally
wired.
strung out.
Yeah.
And me, it's not even like sleep deprivation that fucks with me. In fact, when I get less sleep, sometimes I feel more energized than I usually do.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
like a second wind.
It's changing
Yeah, but
when I get
you
up.
crash
Yeah.
after a while
Yeah.
once you do that.
Like
And
I
you
had to
crash
get up.
hard.
Yes, I had to get up at like 6:30 to get here, or to the airport to get here, and I'd gotten up anytime other like after noon in like probably since the last time I came here,
And I didn't get much sleep,
And
and then I went to the wrong airport.
and it just fucked me up. It just fucked me up, and I've been kind of off since.
Yeah, definitely.
And Chris was commenting on the nature of the marijuana, kind of just having you grasping at straws for ideas of what you're trying to even
and
think
not
of.
being able to execute on any of them.
Yeah.
So you just sit there doing
Man.
nothing.
I was just coming in and out of it when we're going to the park. That's
Yeah.
what I felt like the whole day because I was open my eyes and we're like walking down the street and then I close them and then I see sand and then like really it was like when you're at the eye doctor's like number 1.
Oh.
Plus, we had like a Ninja Warrior course to get on.
Oh, dude, and that was another
No,
thing. I don't think that
That was
ever
scary.
That never would have happened to me sober.
Well, yeah.
I'm just glad you didn't try and fuck up.
Yeah.
Nah, I thought
I was
about
scared
it.
of doing that. I was scared of
Yeah.
fucking up because that was
I
going to be
felt
an
pretty good.
unpleasant fall.
that was
Just what is
Just
up
don't fall.
what is up with
Well, I
you
did.
guys? I'm high. I do not do this. And both times you're like, let's go to a body of water.
What's
Well,
wrong with the body of water?
Well,
can't
I've got
swim.
plenty of
I
things to
can't
say about
swim.
I
bodies
didn't
of
tell
water.
you to go in.
I can't swim sober.
I didn't tell you to go in.
You can't swim?
No.
I bet you can float really easy.
I could climb.
I can't float.
That's how I got here.
I just floated right over. All the way from fucking Houston.
I didn't need to swim.
I just took the Mississippi north a few miles. And
There's a song about that. But yes, it is quite exciting to be back in Chicago, especially because this is our first. I don't know if I can call it annual yet. Boys trip.
Yeah,
As we've deemed it, as I'm sure 100,000 other men in this city have as well.
well, we deemed it Boys Town.
Boys Town, but
Do you know how
Yeah.
explosive it would be for Boys Town if Abraham Lincoln was like confirmed gay?
They do have little.
there's no way we can know that. I mean,
They do have little monuments on the street corners there. It's like,
Really?
here's a gay celebrity.
Oh, and it's Lincoln.
yeah.
oh,
It's Lincoln.
Lincoln every time. The original log cabin Republican.
I don't know. Having Boys Town right next to Lincoln Park, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a long road here.
Yeah.
Very long.
It feels weird that it's today when it feels like
I
this
know.
day was so far away always. Because
Yep.
it's like, it always felt 3 or 4 months away. Even
Yeah.
when it was like a month away 2 weeks ago.
I
I
was
don't even
starting to
remember
freak
the,
out.
the origin of planning it, but it's
Yeah.
been a long time.
Well, I mean, everybody came up here solo and saw how fun and cool it was. It was like,
Yeah,
fucking get everybody
people did
together.
that.
Yeah.
Plus,
Great.
you both only came in December, so
That's
like,
right.
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
miserable and cold.
Radically different
I kind
experience.
of liked it.
I like it personally.
Although
less
it-
people around.
Yeah.
Much better experience than when I was here in late June and early this month. God, it was so hot.
Oh yeah.
It was so fucking hot in the
well,
smoke.
well, like we said, that was a business trip though.
It was so fucking hot and unpleasant on the business trip, but
I like going to a concert is a business trip.
Oh yeah.
It was. It felt like
essentially
it.
what it felt like.
Just like I had to be there.
Yeah.
BT band.
Thank you. Yeah, they put on a good show. So did Thank You Scientist, but the
I
other
would
band,
like it if we went to like a park, like a national park or a state park.
I really would like to go, but I feel like the last couple of vacations that I've had
Right.
have involved a lot of walking and a lot of like.
That's the thing that,
Yeah.
like, if you go to like a national park or camping for vacation, it's a lot of work.
That's work, buddy.
Okay, well, with everything considered, where would you like to go?
Are we planning it out now?
We
Live
we
for the
talked about
podcast?
it. I
We
feel
can
like
look
I'd
back
be
on
interested in.
at podcast 3 and be like, well, we didn't go there. That's welcome to Birmingham.
Oh, we never.
No!
We never did another
Murder
boys town.
capital.
Yeah. Last online 15
Another
years
boys'
ago.
town.
You ever listen to like a podcast or like a video series where it is like suddenly it just stops?
The tipping
Yeah,
40s
You
thing.
wonder, well, didn't they have a send off at least? It
I don't
didn't just,
remember.
It didn't just suddenly. Oh, see you next week. And there was nothing. I think they were like,
I
this
feel
is
like
the
that's
last
kinda what it was.
one. But every now and then you encounter a YouTube series that just kind of hit a wall. and
Yeah.
you just wonder,
I think about
this person
that.
died.
Yeah.
I think about the YouTube channel that we used to watch and listen to, Tipping 40s, and like, I was listening to their old podcast like in 2014 because their last one was in 2012, and it's like, oh, that wasn't that long ago now. But now it's been 11 years, and like, what are they even?
It's over.
This is not relevant at
Yeah,
all
it's like Adam
anymore.
the Alien, right?
Yeah.
He never
But he-
responded to you.
No, but he
It's
tweets
rude.
regularly. She tweets regularly.
What did you ask him? Or Adam?
Oh, something about like
Fedora
this-
care?
Yeah, it was a phenomenal video, and I asked him like, would you get my channel?
Phenomenal video. That's a great opener.
It's my word.
Be making another one of these anytime soon?
Hmm.
One of the fedoras are awesome. Like, I guess a sequel.
A sequel.
Do you think he keeps him up at night, or do you think he's just like, yeah, that shit was great?
I think so. He completely changes his gender. It's a different person now.
Yeah, me
Speaking
super
of
happy.
people in funny hats, we didn't get to see Oppenheimer. It's just
It's-
so long.
It's such a
Is
time
Oppenheimer
such a
commitment.
Jewish?
deal.
It's such a time commitment.
Is Oppenheimer Jewish? Was that like a yarmulke joke?
He was Jewish.
What?
Oh, because it says speaking of people.
Oh,
with
people
children-
with funny hats.
People-
Oh,
He's just
shit.
wearing a fedora.
No.
in the
You are on a different plane
Fedora.
right now.
Okay.
Jesus.
I thought that was anti-Semitic. Look, I won't stand for it in my house. I won't stand for it here.
We love
But you'll
Jews
clap for it.
in this studio apartment. Whoops.
Israel is our greatest ally.
That's a great thing to hear, like walking by the door,
We love Jews.
Oh, nice. I'd like to
banging on the table.
Well, I mean,
our sausages.
I did not have high hopes that we'd actually get to see it. It was just an idea. And the fact that it
Yeah.
corresponded with the very day that we planned this trip, and none of us did that intentionally.
If it was a different movie, but that's such a commitment.
It's too
Yeah.
much.
It's not even that it's super long. It's like the content.
Yes.
Also is like it's just not like a fun thing to go do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll get around to seeing it. But has anyone else seen any fun movies I want to talk about in extreme brief?
Does anybody want to see Barbie?
Yeah, I mean, I'm married, so I gotta take my wife.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing.
I think you'll
I
get
have
more
no
out of it than
interest.
you expect.
I'm sure they got that guy there that we
Ryan
I like
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Or personality.
Mr. Drive.
I drive.
I mean, that better be really good. Like, I just don't have any interest in it. I thought, like, the whole internet discourse about it was, like, very, like, post-ironic feeling. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the whole Barbieheimer.
I won't. You know what's great about this?
Yes.
Also, more studios are going to try to do that in the
This-
future, and it's going to fuck everything
Oh,
up.
collab.
man.
It's gonna be a Morbius thing.
Because
all
it's
over
the
again.
same studio putting out both those movies.
Oh,
So
really?
that's-
That's like the Wendy's tweets with the clapback.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Drooling imbecile content.
Well, speaking of drooling imbeciles, since
I've
nobody
become
wants to
Barb, destroyer of Heimers.
talk about
That sounds
that.
horrible.
Jesus wanted to watch the first. Want to watch the first episode of Velma, or was it one of you guys that wanted to watch the first episode of
man.
Velma?
I think it was
no
a
good
group
reason.
decision.
I didn't agree to it at all, really.
I'm glad I got it out the way because
Out of the way.
It's one of those
Say I've
things-
done it.
This is like when you Shazam a really bad song. You have to know.
Yeah, but the song that doesn't take very long.
Well, the Shazam thing is also like a who's responsible.
It was like a 27-minute fucking like show, and it felt like an hour and a half to me.
If I'm gonna be
This is
If
when
I'm
I
gonna
started
be
to
a
experience time dilation.
if I'm gonna be if I'm gonna be a hater about
there
something,
really long
I
pauses
feel like I
between
need
us?
to. I feel like I need to legitimize it. I need to legitimize like
Notarize it.
Yeah,
saw
sure.
it.
Like because I feel like I catch myself every once in a while going, oh yeah, that sucks. Have I seen it? No.
That's what I said.
Like,
You're like,
there's just
what,
some
you've seen
things
this
you don't have to.
Series? You're like, what is this?
Like I at no point had to check out Rick and Morty. That was just
No, but the
One and
first
done
season
for me.
was
It's fine. The fans are certainly worse than the show.
the show's pretty bad.
I think
I have watched some of it since.
What's his name?
It is
it's
rough for
Justin
me.
Roiland.
Yeah. Oh, we don't speak his name. He is undone.
He just got blocked on Twitter by Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon.
What
Dan
was the
Harmon-
thing that blocked?
So
like,
Dan Harmon used to have this thing called Harmon Block, and you would put the
well, you're
suffix.
at it on it, man.
Yeah.
Yep. It's always like Hyman Block.
Hyman block.
Oppenheimer.
Hyman Block 2020 whatever.
Evan Block.
And he would just like, if you said something in the comments, every now and then he just replied to you, like you a nobody, he'd be like,
Oh,
fuck
he's
you.
one of those,
and
man.
and if you got the better of him or you made him mad enough, he'd be like Harmon Block, and then he'd
He would
say
do that?
Yeah.
Didn't Dan Harmon wasn't he the showrunner on Community?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he went on to work with fucking.
He was
Justin
on
Roiland.
and
Justin
he was on The
Roiland.
Simpsons. Like he was
Oh,
a good
man.
writer.
He's a pretty successful writer.
Yeah,
Really,
but
it was a
he's
pretty
just-
good show,
He's just
bro.
a pitiable man, and I had said something like, "I might be a nobody, but at least I could keep a marriage together."
My
I'm like,
God.
Scathing.
but could you imagine like
Brutal.
interacting with these little people to get to like, haha, fuck you, and then they hurt you?
Tell you one person
It's like a
on
little guy
Twitter,
in
Playing with
South
fire.
Park.
Yeah.
one person on
Yeah.
Twitter that can't shut
I
it the
made
fuck
my point.
off is Adam Sessler.
Yeah,
Oh.
I had to unfollow him.
He gets you down in the weeds and is just like a little bitch.
I
thought
like
you were gonna
Adam
talk
Sessler,
about
but-
Sandler. I was about to get mad.
I like Adam Sessler, but yeah, he's become a real cranky old man. Like,
Yeah,
like
it's
in
ugly.
in an unpleasant way,
It's
Crash.
really hard to read
like a
some of the
very
stuff he's
a very
responding to.
venomous way.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of venomous things, so Velma.
Ah,
show-
yes.
I thought we were talking about Bug Wars.
That was crazy.
You know, it's just the way that I feel about the show is like it's high fiving itself for dunking on stuff that it brought up, right? Like, and it's every 5-10 seconds. It's just
I keep hitting you with it. Over,
Yeah.
over. Keep it. Don't let him think about it. Just keep going.
There's just
Well, I'm telling you, man, they wrote that episode, the plot line, and then sprinkled the jokes in after the fact.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they had nothing to do with
Right.
they had nothing to do with what they were saying or talking about at the time. It would just be like, oh, let's look over here and like talk to the audience, basically,
Yeah.
and
and
all
then we're
of
gonna
those
win back.
jokes, all of those jokes, like especially the Fred's like, "Shut up, you're white." Like it's always, I hate
Also,
it.
Freddie got mowed down.
They killed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
shut
just
up.
his legs.
They shot.
That'll be fine.
They shot a main character of Scooby
It'll be
Doo.
okay. I thought he was going to die in the first episode. I thought I heard that as a rumor because the rumors surrounding the show as it was coming out were fucking rampant.
Maybe he'll die in the
everywhere.
next one.
Maybe.
Nothing,
Oh, I gotta watch
gotta
to find
keep
out.
watching.
Fuck,
You
you
gotta
got me
keep
there,
watching.
dude.
nothing is super interesting about it, but I do like that they're in Crystal Cove Scooby Doo and not in Coolsville Scooby
It's
Doo.
for the real deep cut Scooby Doo heads.
It's just an odd choice. Like, why connect it to these good shows? Why you just connect it to the
I mean,
regular
why
one?
even? I mean, I know why, but still, like a cosmic question. Why even make it a Scooby Doo show?
Right.
Well, there's just always been a Scooby Doo show running basically
I know.
since the 60s
I know.
in some form.
But why Mindy Kaling's project? I feel like
I
every
thought
time
it needed new life.
I feel like she gets earmarked onto things. I don't think nobody.
I think they
ever...
gave it to her.
I think
they
they
were
gave
just
it
like,
to her for sure.
oh, we have a Scooby Doo.
She can figure this out.
No, but I mean, her herself is hardly ever like the main character. She's like a side character in a show or like an existing IP she has. I mean, I guess there's the Mindy Kaling show, but I don't
There
think
was that. That's
Oh,
Oh, I
yeah.
forgot about that.
But it's like, why take it in that direction though? Because if it's gonna be an adult Scooby Doo, wouldn't you feel like
What
the
a
audience is going to
ridiculous
prefer
idea.
something? No, but wouldn't you feel like the audience, an adult audience, is going to prefer something a little more serious instead of like drawing out, well, Scooby-Doo was funny, so we got to make it adult funny, so sex jokes, right?
I feel
like how is that the thing that is that the direction that you take?
In a board meeting room, someone's like, "Does Rick and Morty say fuck?" Yeah, write that down. We're gonna let's do that.
It is a Rick and Morty like pickle.
It's a post Rick and Morty show.
Yeah.
It's like Lower Decks,
Damn,
that Star Trek that Daniel likes so much.
I can't get enough.
That's another great example. That's a post Rick and Morty show.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you think of Rick and Morty, but I mean that is a direct result of that kind of attitude of making.
They're putting up numbers.
Shows.
I want to talk about good shows.
Brickleberry.
Yeah, Brickleberry.
Straight into that.
All
right, Brickleberry, break it down.
Moving on.
Jay, did you finish Succession?
Tell them what
I got to the episode I was talking to you about where it happened, and I have not watched it since.
Okay.
Can you just say what it is?
No.
Who cares?
Chris, are you ever gonna watch the show?
Maybe, I don't know.
I feel like 5 or 6 years down the line, he's gonna watch the show, and he's not gonna be like, "Should have watched it then. Damn, I really missed out."
Right, yeah.
I think he'll be relieved he got around to it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I want to know what
I
it
don't
is.
think it's a must show.
I'm glad I
must see show.
watched Breaking Bad after I graduated.
Maybe if you are in like a circle of people who we watch all the hot TV shows,
Sure,
we talk about it at the water cooler, we all keep up with it every Sunday night, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It goes further than just being popular for being popular. Right. It's a show that you could reasonably go, I'll watch this again. Why
It's
not?
for somebody at least.
And honestly, like as much as I enjoy the show, I have found myself asking, why was this so popular?
Yeah.
Like, how was this like the thing that brought them out of the failure of the final season of Game of Thrones back into HBO makes great, awesome, critically reviewed shows.
I feel like I mean I've only seen four episodes of it, but I think it might be a little bit safe. Like there's a really high floor but a low ceiling, so people like are kind of just going along with it.
not always super safe.
But the thing about it is, I feel like even when the humor fails, the intrigue is in the story with it, right? Like it's still at least interesting what's happening.
Well, the characters are interesting.
Yeah,
I don't
but-
know about the story as much.
When the show feels like it's getting old or tired, it's when they attempt something with humor, where they go, they'll say, like, Roman will say something, well, eat a shit, fuck. And then he'll, like, walk off, and I'm like, I think he said that before specific. I think he has said that exact string of words together. And it's not that it's not funny when he says it like that, but, like, if you're going to be vulgar for being vulgar, at least
That's kind of his thing.
check the last time he said that exact string of words and change it. I don't know.
I watched the show with my
It's
parents.
just a crowd pleasing moment.
Yeah.
And, like, I knew Roman's character was going to be a huge issue. I knew most of the cast would be an issue.
Well, how did your parents react when he jacked off on the window?
Tried to block it out, honestly.
Is that like a theme now?
It
Was
was.
jacking off on windows?
I don't
Like,
think they
Homelander did it
realized.
too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Homelander was like floating over a building. He's like, do whatever I want.
I don't think my parents realized what was happening until afterwards.
I didn't either.
Yeah, and I had to explain what happened.
And your mom was like,
And they were like,
"No."
"This is the grossest show."
Well, no, I mean, I
Oh
knew
my
what
God.
happened when there was like the semen on the window, but I was just like, oh.
My parents
that's-
were just so confused.
Wow,
Like,
okay.
What? Oh my God! And it's amazing they honestly watched the show because my parents couldn't hate fucking elites in fucking New York, fucking cursing up a storm.
Right.
They hate that.
Well, they voted for him.
But good point. But they have maintained an interest in the show, even though they bitch about how they hate the characters. And no one's likable.
Right.
And I need a show that has likable characters that I can connect with. And I'm like, some shows are just spectacle in a lot of ways. And there are very deep human moments in Succession. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's kind of sprinkled in. But, like, that doesn't outweigh... Those moments of depth do not outweigh all the destruction and crassness of the characters
Yeah, that's
for my
kinda-
parents.
I know my parents would hate that show.
I don't mind it at all.
Because
I
they
like
don't like super vulgar stuff just to be super vulgar. It has to have like something behind it.
it. Yeah.
Like that's the
What
kind
would
of
it take
thing
to get
like
your parents into it, Daniel.
Into that show, they wouldn't watch it.
Ugh.
they'd
They-
just be like,
they would not.
why?
What kind of
Why does it
lies
have to
they
be
tell?
like this?
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
not even like
Mom's the
prudes.
Pope's family.
It would have to be. I'd have to
The
prove to
Pope's
them.
family.
Yeah, I'd have to prove to them that like Pope Network,
Pope Network.
like they're running that.
That's
company.
the UPN.
Yeah.
No, Mom, it's Pure Flix.
I I would suggest the show to somebody, like, I feel like it's just a little bit more than you've watched, Chris, and that's a lot to ask a person to be like, watch the first 6 or 7 episodes. Like,
6 or 7 hours. Just
yeah.
It's just one of those things that, like, if I have the time to watch it, I just would rather watch something else.
That's fair. I think what has made it interesting for me is me and Krista will watch an episode like while we're eating, and we're just like, it's like the next thing that happens in the day, right? It's just, you're gawking at it. Of course. Right? You're like, oh my god, they did that. This person crushed that other person. I didn't expect this person to do this to this person. Some people get crushed in that show, man. Some people get pushed off the edge.
I think that show came along at a very right time.
Yeah.
Especially connecting from Game of Thrones failure to the pandemic, and becoming a pandemic show.
Yeah.
That, I mean, they kept filming throughout the whole pandemic. I think a lot of HBO shows do. They did.
Yeah.
It must have been tough in New York, too.
He couldn't have been the first person to think this, but I'm always impressed that during the pandemic, before it came out, Daniel, correctly foretold that there was going to be a show called Love in the
Love in the Time of Corona. He said that word for word.
I mean, it's a parody of
he said that word for word.
But you knew people were gonna people were foaming at the mouth.
That's literally the name of that show, right? Or movie.
Love in the Time of Corona.
And that's the thing. You knew that the instant this was going to become a big problem,
a cultural moment,
you just knew, man, there are so many studio execs that are just like, yes, let's work on
Do
this.
any of you guys look at
Pestilence?
Yes.
Sometimes I look at YouTube videos and if the upload is 2019, I'm like, oh, this is pre-COVID. This is probably totally off.
It soured the milk for that.
Do you guys look at things pre and post like that, more than you
Not
should?
as much as I should.
Yeah.
I really should actually do it more, honestly.
Sometimes when I think about, I'll watch this, old Giant Bomb stream or something, it's 2017, they have no idea, and I don't know if I want to go back to that time. Yeah. It's so weird.
Did you, what's the name of that guy who ended up, at the end of COVID, having an eye patch and...
Dobie?
Yes, is that him?
No.
He's still alive?
Dobie he sadly never lived to see the pandemic.
He never saw COVID.
The babe was spared.
Fucking Jason from Giant Bomb.
Oh! Yeah, I thought
always describe him as he's just deteriorating.
He's like Frankenstein.
Okay,
doesn't take care.
The weird thing is when we all got into Giant Bomb 2015-ish, he was the oldest member always, but he looked like a young Danish boy.
Yes,
a skinny little guy with no facial hair and a nice parted hair.
Time
and negligence.
He just let go.
He just stopped doing he just got a cut on his foot, and they were like, gotta take your toes now.
And he's in a boot. He's in a
perma boot and an eye patch.
Well, the eye patch has since come off. Something happened.
He's got a glass eye.
He's been restored. Oh, fuck. He probably does.
Restored.
Thought maybe when the pandemic lifted, he just
maybe it was when Street Fighter 6 came out.
That was really restored.
There's a guy at work who found out he had a tumor in his eye.
Whoa!
Oh, he had to lose an eye.
Yes, he said that, and he told me not in private. He was like, "I'm not telling a lot of people, but I'm leaving to go get a surgery, or we're getting removed." I was like,
maybe a little different when I come back.
That was 6 months ago.
He actually did have to lose an eye.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck.
Did he get a glass eyeball?
Well,
Is it always running?
He was in good spirit about it, because I remember we were talking about it, he's like, I might get a little a low light
jewel,
like a flashlight.
Yeah, something that you could just be like.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think I could live without one eye, because sometimes I wake up with a crick in my neck, and I feel like my peripheral vision is gone because I'm not moving as much, and I get super anxious. And if I have to do everything with one eye like that, I couldn't live, man.
If I had to get a glass eye or something, I'd get one that had a laser on it.
Yeah.
Or a laser pointer, where every time I close and open it, it's just
well, you can never look at
Terminator
airplanes.
Oh
fuck! God damn it!
No, I mean you could get one of the cheap red lasers. You're talking about one of those big fucking lasers that your dipshit cousin will buy for $200 on Amazon.
I'm gonna put the ceiling stars on my eyes.
Oh, it's like one of those big dude. They're like, look, and they point it at the moon, and it shines off the moon.
That's 5 years of jail time.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
If you
can get hard in that time.
Dude, if you put that thing in your little empty eye socket, you'd be like the guy in the Twin Peaks episode, with gold and stuff coming out.
Fuck yes!
Every time you open
your eyes. Do you know
how
hot the back of your eye socket's gonna give it that?
Oh no! I gotta charge my eye again.
Cooking.
My eye went dead.
We're just gonna see steam coming out.
How did we get onto this? Good lord, we've already gone on a dark tangent.
That's
We're
what
talking
it's all
about
about.
TV shows.
That's what it's all
I
about.
don't think you answered my question. Would you rather fight?
The cockroach?
Dog-sized cockroach. I'm talking.
No,
like,
I answered it. I'm not fighting a massive goose.
No, I pose it again.
Yes.
I want to answer.
It's a dog-sized cockroach. It wants to attack you.
I could kick it around.
But it's
fine.
like mastiff size. Like it's a big dog.
Is it as powerful?
I
Things are
it's,
strong as shit.
It's proportionally powerful
Holy
to a cockroach.
Oh, they're pretty strong.
That thing's gonna punch you. You're gonna
fuck.
fly.
Punch me.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a spear, like one of those academy spears.
You have an academy
Like
spear.
a good one?
Against the goose also?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, that's easy.
I could
And-
cook that goose, man.
Yeah.
Well, the
good
goose
meat.
is gonna be like a Clydesdale. I mean, it's.
Fuck. I thought it was my
It's
size.
a U-sized goose is like an emu, Chris. Like this is
A U-sized goose.
Yeah, that's
I love that album.
That's a big fella.
It's like a moon-shaped pool.
That is a big.
That's a
goose.
big fucking goose, man.
Could you imagine the reach
Think about how
you
big
have?
the mouth would be. It'd be
They put that bitch on the golden. Make that bitch golden.
You ever read Ringworld?
No.
Oh, they had these aliens that were basically little ostriches,
Okay.
and they don't have hands, so instead their beaks have little digits on them, and when they grab things, they're like.
You ever read
Sick.
Dreamcatcher by Stephen King?
No, I don't like Stephen King.
That's the
He's-
one where they shit out aliens, but they don't
Whoa.
die.
Who is they?
Like men get like pregnant with aliens and shit them out.
Oh.
Stephen
Yeah.
King gives me like Chester vibes. He's just straight Chester.
Bennington?
No, it's something we say on the inside.
What
like
the
straight
fuck are you
Busta?
talking about?
Is it the inside 4chan?
No.
Yeah, I bet it is.
What's the inside?
Is there an official
Prison. You never
4chan
heard
app?
what they call?
Chester?
Yeah, child molester.
Oh,
They call it
oh.
Chester.
I know about Champs.
See, I thought this was like
Champs,
an.
no
Champs?
I thought
Yeah.
this was an Edgar moment.
No,
He's a
no.
Chester.
Like a Chad.
Do you know about
Edgar.
Champs?
Chad,
I do
Edgar,
not know about
Chester.
champs.
That's the cocksucker champ. Yeah, like the bitch is sucking everybody off. That's the champ.
The champ,
Yeah.
undefeated.
That's what I've heard. I mean, I don't know. He'd know better.
What? Hey, you would know, honey.
Oh, fuck! Boys Town has rubbed off on us. Kiss, kiss.
Have you been watching any TV shows besides?
I've been watching many a TV show.
What kind of TV shows have you been
I watched a show with Chris called Barry.
Oh,
Barry.
that too.
And
Okay.
we have been talking about this show
You would
on and
like
off for
Barry.
years.
I watched the first episode of Barry.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'd like to watch it.
It's pretty consistent. Is the good thing.
The worst thing I could say about it is it's a little bit like Succession in that if you didn't see it, you wouldn't be any worse off.
No, but it's fun.
But it's there.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
Barry is. It's so weird though. I still have not formulated an opinion about it. I've seen every bit of it and had weeks to ruminate on it.
Yeah, but overall, I would say I
It was
liked
a
it.
positive experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And watching Bill Hader's fucking incredible. The man can do anything. He was like one of the best parts of. He was the only good part of the It Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Like he acted his fucking ass
Where
off,
did he
and that
play
was
that
a
one?
great
The
character.
adult.
The gay character,
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
the one that at the end like is like writing the initials for the dead friend or whatever.
Oh yeah, the guy. Who
And that he
played,
never told him he
Richie.
liked him. You know.
Find it very relatable. You were
We
in
are
that.
Boy
You were in
Scouts.
that first movie. Don't act like we don't remember.
Anyway, Barry
Finn
is.
Wolfhard or something.
Yeah, he looks like the bully's best friend.
Oh, that guy.
Barry's a good show. If you like, if you're tired of crime dramas and want one with like a little more like sitcom adjacent levity
Yeah,
mixed in, it's a great show.
I think it does. I
It
think the
walks a
thing,
really nice fine line between gritty, dark crime show and
one thing that it does well 90% of the time is that it doesn't draw attention to the jokes usually too much.
it just keeps going.
Yeah. It's not like,
They don't
here,
drag
I'm
it
pointing
out.
this out and we're going to really hammer this one home.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of keeps moving, but it's good. Solid.
Yeah, I'll check out more of it.
Yeah.
And I
And
finished,
the episodes are like 27 minutes
that's
too, which is
one of the
nice.
biggest
cool.
strengths of the
Okay.
whole show. You just knock a bunch of them out. It's
It's kind
no
of a
problem.
commitment to binge like Game of Thrones or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
an hour every
episodes.
time.
How did anyone do that?
It
I
took
mean-
over the nation. People that had bad credit scores were watching it. Like, it was, because all levels of society were into it.
You know what's shocking about the Game of Thrones thing is still the Sopranos ending is still like so much further ahead of it in viewership, isn't
Right.
it?
Yeah.
I thought like for sure Game of Thrones would be the one to break that.
Man, I was gonna ask y'all. Like, I know you don't like talking like soprano theories and stuff.
I love it.
Oh, here we
I
go.
love it.
Do
The
you-
next hour and a half of this
Do you
podcast.
think that, given the assumption that Tony gets whacked at the end, do you think that Carmella and AJ also got whacked?
Yeah.
I
No.
think so.
I think it was a horrible drive-by and almost everyone in the restaurant dies.
Yeah, I get the impression just based on like the fact that AJ's going nowhere and.
Well, I'd be a favor.
Yeah. He's not gonna like join the
Better
gang
off
and
dead.
do what his dad did and rise up.
I think they would have survived because what I imagined was Tony would be hit like by a hitman.
Yeah.
And so as to send a message, they would leave Carmela.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably more realistic. Yeah.
But also, I mean, New York doesn't really know Tony's crew as much, but they do know that AJ is now spending a lot of time and working under Little Carmine. Because he works at the porn sex hood.
I think AJ could
yeah.
probably get taken out. No one would care.
But we're all in agreement Tony dies.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
and Metal lives regardless.
I never.
Oh, of course.
I don't. I don't understand how anyone could look at it any other way. They telegraph it 18 episodes ahead.
Yeah.
They,
where
they're on the boat,
Yeah,
and
Bobby.
Tony says, "I don't think," or Bobby says, or one of them says, "Like I don't think."
You know what? I don't
there's-
think we even see it coming.
There's no fanfare. It's just
Yeah.
cut to black, and that's literally what the show does at the end, which is a cool idea, executed the best.
On paper, it
Up for
sounds
discussion.
bold and amazing.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
In a book, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
But
But then set the journey. Won't stop believing. Really hammed it up a little bit.
that's true.
Even though, Tony loved that
They
shit.
should have used "Wheel in the Sky" again.
Oh.
They should have done something by Kiss.
Yeah! Detroit Rock City,
That's
baby.
badass.
Dude, his sister would have loved it. The big old Kiss titty.
That does
That's
look...
Rolling
That's a
Stone.
Rolling Stones
That is a Rolling Stones tattoo, sir. Although she would like Kiss. You can tell.
Oh yeah,
Oh, definitely.
all of the glam rock she was into.
She's just
Probably
such-
took way too seriously.
Such a
Yeah.
whore.
So gross.
AC/DC
I
for
like,
sure.
I like right after she kills Richie, she goes back up to Canada, and there's a scene where Tony's calling her, and she's already shacked up with some like 19-year-old boy.
Just
She's
can't
like,
stop.
feeding him, eat your eggs, baby. It's
Whoa.
like, hello.
I had read something about like
Jay.
somebody had asked a question about
Yes.
like what the whole point of Tony's older sister is.
Oh, the younger sister.
Yeah, I mean, the younger sister.
Barb.
Yeah, and it's like, and people were talking about it, it's just like, well, it's so that you realize Tony and Janice, they keep their crutch is always, oh, my poor
Family,
genetics,
family.
my genetics, and this, that. It's just like, no, it's a choice. You two are fucked up because y'all made fucked up decisions.
That's a good point.
You can walk away from it.
Yeah.
That is a good use of that character.
Indeed.
I like that her husband is one of the very few men that didn't die that was around Tony.
Yeah?
Who's the husband?
He's just some fuckhead. I think they mentioned he was like Irish too, like he wasn't even Italian.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I was just like, oh yeah, dude, that's right. It's the power of conversation. I finished Justified.
Okay.
I'm watching the new revival. I guess you can call it. I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to live justified, dude.
I don't know if it's going to be a limited series or probably a limited series, but I showed Chris the pilot,
No, you didn't show it to me. We watched it the night we finished Deadwood because Timothy Oliphant.
and we
was
like
on it.
quit midway, right?
No, we watched the whole thing and we looked at each other. We were just like, I have no idea what the hell that was.
Well, no, it was just like I remember you commenting on the villain being too ridiculously like
The first
stereotype. He's got a swastika and a rocket
It's-
launcher shooting at a black church.
in the first episode, a guy uses a rocket launcher and shoots at a group of black people outside of a church, and I'm like, this is way too hard in the
But the
one
amazing
direction.
thing about that character is he turns out to be the best character in the whole show.
I don't doubt it's
Like, carries the-
Walton Goggins, right?
Walter Goggins, yeah.
Walter? Okay.
Yeah, carries the
think
whole
I'm right,
show.
but-
I mean, obviously, Timothy Oliphant is great in everything he's in. He was great in that one episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He was awesome. And Deadwood, which is, I just wanted to bitch at Jesus. What is the deal? I know it's brown and it's old and it's caught
Is it
in
an ugly show?
that early.
Deadwood? No.
It's caught in that horrible rift that a lot of like mid 2000s games were, where they're just kind of hard to look at and don't hold up.
Deadwood suffers from the same issue that like Deep Space Nine suffered from the first season. It's like, man, there is fuck all to film. Like you have like 3 sets.
Yeah.
It's a
And
pretty
two-
big set.
Well, yes, I mean
The
like,
whole
we're all-
town.
Yeah.
Even if it is just a main drag.
I think what Deadwood is really, it's important to get momentum with it because it throws a lot of characters at you.
There's
And once you start to know the characters, you kind of predict how they're going to handle a situation.
there-
That's where the comedy comes
there are
from.
several
Absolutely.
characters. Like what we watched like 4 episodes.
We got like
Maybe a little more.
six,
6 or
seven,
7.
We watched a couple episodes, and there are still characters who stayed in one room. Like, there's 2 characters that just stayed in one room.
The widow.
And the doctor. I mean,
The doctor's been getting
The
around.
doctor's been out like
Come on.
twice.
Yeah,
He
but-
makes house calls.
I can't
Come
tell you
on,
how
he
many-
sees to the horrors.
But when
right.
he's
How many
out, he
times did I
seems
see
pissed
that
off.
At multiple brothels.
The amount of times I saw Wild Bill Hickok's hotel, like, there's nothing in here. I feel trapped.
My favorite part is Wild Bill's supposed to be like 33.
Oh, it's like a 48-year-old guy.
Yeah.
That's because he's been kicking up
True,
dust
true.
at his face for 10 years
Yeah.
straight.
Well, it's not his natural color.
Apparently, Teddy Roosevelt was friends with the sheriff of Deadwood,
Uh-huh.
like in real life.
Whoa.
I read that in my.
Well, that was
That was EB. No, that was the mayor.
no Timothy Elephant. I can't even remember his
EB
name.
was the mayor. That's right.
God, what is Timothy Elephant's name in that show? Seth Bullock.
Bullock. How could you
person,
forget
yeah,
Bullock?
they were
Yeah,
friends.
Yeah, Seth Bullock. He would have been friends with.
That's. I really wish we could see the president, dude. Because there's a story about him going to a saloon and like beating somebody up and then paying for this drink. Like, all right, goodbye.
Oh, hell yeah.
no, that's my
Classic.
kind of guy.
Yeah.
Classic American badass.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think honestly, Jesus, if the show had the same set of actors, basically playing the same set of characters
Yeah.
in a more modern or different setting that didn't quite move at the same slow pace of conversation that show has,
I mean, I
I
learned
think
like.
you'd be into
I
it.
think so, but.
Because it is up there with some of the finest conversations
Yeah,
found in The
absolutely.
Sopranos. Just
Oh, yeah.
way up there. But it is a big ask, even only being, what, 3 seasons?
It's 3 seasons in a movie. Yeah.
It moves at its own
I
pace.
think Hollywood's running out of criminals to talk about.
Oh, well, they can't make any new ones.
No more mob ones. No more mob shows. We've done cartels to death.
Oh, God, we have. I love it.
Outlaws. And, well, what's Yellowstone?
Cowboys, basically.
Yeah, man.
It's boomer fantasy.
Yeah, that's all
Well,
it
that's
is.
that's.
Do
one
you
of
know
those-
about that one episode where this is the one episode I've seen also, and it was off the rails.
It's the best.
There's a vegan character who sits down with the Dutton family, which is like the big family, and
Kevin
they're
Costner at
they're
the head.
so terribly insulted that she won't eat meat that they basically beat her up, and then she goes back in and like eats a steak.
Yep.
It's a boomer fantasy. It's like, oh, we
Well-
can beat these liberals into submission and make them go our way. You
It's
know?
things like what Chris just discussed that kept me coming back to the show.
Yes, I
And
understand.
also
that.
the momentum of the show, where it gets to the point where I've talked about Yellowstone to death. There's not a lot more I can
You
say.
know what Yellowstone fans probably wouldn't want to watch?
What?
Succession. Because that's
your
literal
parents
porn.
watch
My
it.
parents have watched both and like both.
Well, but it's like living
different
porn.
moods.
It's
Well,
like,
that's what I
fucking
mean.
rich.
To your point, why do they like it? You know.
Well, in Succession's case, I think the characters are just so outrageous they can't not watch, even if they hate them.
Or-
But they're disgusting
but it's
people if they
also-
are.
Maybe
But it's also the-
subconsciously.
It's also the Fox analog.
I was gonna say they
like-
know it's Fox.
You,
But Yellowstone, for me, my point, just it'll be very standard, like Chris said, a boomer fantasy, and then just deranged shit happens. Like they're branding each other in like ritualistic, like under the moonlight. Like if you agree to work on this ranch, the rest of your life, if you try to leave, we will kill you.
They
if
even
you
made-
are branded.
They made
Just weird shit.
They made a ranch in Red Dead even like boring and domestic, but this
Yeah.
stupid Yellowstone show that takes place in
There's-
modern times is like this war zone.
And there's like mysticism, and people are putting like. Bad. Sorry, Jay. I mean, Jay did that. They're putting like fucking rattlesnakes
I am
in
welcome.
Yeti coolers and throwing them at their enemies, and they're automatically biting them in the head. Just
shit.
off the wall. Where did this come from? This is so irrational and bizarre. They're shoving
Yellowstone,
people
man.
off cliffs and shit.
Boomers really
I
think
can't
they're the
stop
greatest generation.
yeah.
Like you figure they're the ones that went to the goddamn war.
And also, it should be shit that the
Shit.
the showrunner behind Yellowstone, Chris, have talked about
He's
this
so prolific.
ad nauseum, cannot stop making shows, and they're all just like bangers for the companies, like Paramount.
I mean,
Well,
how many spin-offs does Yellowstone have?
Well, there's 1883, 1920, whatever.
What?
Yeah,
There's a show coming.
it's its own universe.
Yes, and
It's
there's
the Marvel
two
Yellowverse.
prequels.
The
Yellowverse.
That's a
Yellow
Yellow
Room.
video.
But I mean, they're gonna do a show with Matthew McConaughey. Now that Kevin Costner is basically
Harrison Ford was in 1923.
and Helen Mirren, the hottest old woman that's ever lived. Oh, that was a bad slide up. But
Everyone looks at women. like 50, I guess.
But get this,
70.
Kevin Costner is like one of the main draws for the show. He wants to make this his own cowboy movie called Horizon. He only wants to commit a certain number of days to the most popular, lucrative television show since like Game of Thrones for whatever reason.
Absolutely, it is.
And will not. They're paying him like $5 million an episode. And he's like, can't do it. Too much of a commitment. I'll get you 21 days. I'm filming the whole season. And so basically, they're ending the show because of that. But now they're going to work on a Matthew McConaughey-led continuation directly after the Kevin Costner show.
Is it a different show?
It's just
Okay.
but it's in the universe.
Paramount's just fine to stay alive, though.
Dude, are they? Because this is seriously a
Yellowstone's
massive,
so big, dude.
massive show.
Not alive, but relevant. Like, as far as the streaming wars go.
I think they're just not relevant to you and the people that you're around.
The people with the deepest pockets, their fan base are usually pretty relevant
Paramount,
to them.
Paramount can have a lot of, like, I would say people above 40 are watching a ton of Paramount.
Absolutely. Hell, half of South Park's on Paramount Plus.
Is that right?
What are the big, like, premiere shows on Paramount?
It's just Yellowstone drives it, man.
Also,
Also,
let's watch a FUBU movie today.
Taylor Sheridan did a show. Taylor Sheridan did a show with what's his name? Sylvester Stallone.
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
I would want to watch
He did
Tulsa
that.
King.
He's got a new show out with Zoe Saldana in it.
Tulsa King is boomer.
He
porn,
can't
too.
stop. It's amazing.
He also did those.
Joe
he did
Pickett.
Wind River and then Hell or High Water.
I don't know about
Those are
either of
movies.
those. Okay.
And I think he might have.
He's done like a bunch of like.
I think he did Sicario.
No. I
think
think Sam
he-
Mendes did Sicario.
Oh shit, The Bear is on Paramount?
Is that Taylor Sheridan?
Who's that?
Has he been up here?
That one with the that one with the guy with the eyes.
Oh,
The guy that looks like Gene Wilder.
That was the Burt Kreischer comedy.
Does not.
The Bear?
I knew that
It's
was
called The Machine or something.
Fucking great, one of the greatest comedic actors that ever lived. But enough about Yellowstone. Those are basically the shows I've been watching. Has anybody else been watching shows?
I watched like 2 episodes of Beef.
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 What's that on?
Netflix.
What's it about?
It's that show with that dude from Invincible, the voice actor for Invincible. He did Glenn in The Walking Dead.
I haven't seen either of these shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you watching Fear the Walking Dead? Are you
No.
watching the new Negan show? Is that the same thing?
Yeah,
There's like Dead City or some shit.
it's
Really?
They're like, okay, we're ending the old show. What are the 2 interesting characters from that show? Okay, give them their own show. Fuck everyone else.
That was such a weird move for The Walking Dead because they did that as soon as they introduced what's that guy with the crossbow?
I don't watch that shit.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, that stinky white guy with the crossbow. He looks like wet dog smell.
Are you talking about the main character? Norman Reedus?
No, he is not the. We see the main character now.
The guy with the shitty
bad
hair
hair?
that's hideous?
Yeah. He wasn't even a real character. That was a character they added that wasn't in the comics.
He was the main character of the show, pretty much.
No,
the
it
most
was-
popular one.
The show is a completely different thing from the comics.
All I know is I see the fucking like trailers for it, and there's dudes in like stormtrooper outfits now. They're like orange, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck
So,
have we done?
They've already gotten, if I remember correctly, they've already gotten to the point where it ended.
Like in a comic?
like in the
Yeah,
Game
in
of
the comics.
Thrones.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's this scene where Rick takes over this, I think Negan's facility or something like that.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah,
great actor.
and he gives this rousing speech about like how you have to band together because we're the only thing keeping each other alive. Yeah. And then the panel goes from him speaking to a bronze statue of him speaking, and you're like, oh, they did make it. And then the next one is that same panel, but it's like extended a little, and you see zombie hands, and the whole town's fucked up.
Oh no!
It's like, yeah, so it's they're not meant to survive, and I don't think it's meant to go on this long. Like, how much more can you pull out of?
They're gonna keep making shows probably for a few more years based off this show.
That is like 2
It was
decade
too
old,
big.
Yep.
It was too
premise.
big.
Yep.
Walking Dead is zombies now.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
the genre is Walking Dead.
But zombies is so like,
We bet last of us.
So tired.
because also that's like what.
Let's talk about that.
What's
there to say?
Z movie, the zombie movie that came
World
out?
War Z.
Oh,
Yeah, it came
It's
out
a
around
kind
the
of
same
fun
time.
game, actually.
The Big Z.
Yeah, they need to stop doing zombie shit. It's boring.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
agree.
think-
Never been into
I
it.
think the fatigue with zombies set in for so long, but the showrunners of The Walking Dead or whatever spinoff they had, it's like, we're too deep in it.
Yeah,
we cannot. This has to keep going. There's too many moving cogs.
But also, they're printing money with those shows, man. Like, don't a shitload of people still watch that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ton. But I mean, The Last of Us came out.
Yeah, we didn't finish that. Did anybody?
I've seen
I
like
didn't
the
finish
first
it.
4 episodes.
Okay, so we were
Oh, or no, we all stopped in the 4th episode.
in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Because we were just like,
It
this
was
is
just so
bullshit.
boring.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I think I need to rewatch it without anyone else and just like
Maybe.
really
Well,
give
not
this
me,
an
but
effort. You know,
I have
just
no interest.
don't be watching any other shows. Just try to burn through this one show
Right.
in a short amount of time and see if it's really as bad as I thought, or if we were all just dogpiling it because it wasn't like the amazing episode the 3rd one was.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
one.
That might have just been like another show, just its own
Yeah.
little thing.
It felt like a 10 Cloverfield Lane kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, wow,
yeah,
if you didn't
absolutely.
include like the other like license part of this would have been
I'm telling
awesome.
you, the show itself should have been like episodes. It should have been like
Anthology.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
It should have been individual situations with 2 new characters every time or something like that. Maybe make one episode for Joel and Ellie, or have them like show up.
Cameos, basically.
Speaking of Joel, I don't know if I'm gonna watch the next season of The Mandalorian.
If it's as
You
bad
know,
as this last
I
one,
don't think
The
I
last one was not.
I
Fantastic.
don't even think I want to know.
I hate to like go back to it, but you know the Walking Dead comics have like an alternate universe spinoff with aliens.
What?
The Walking
I was
Aliens.
just double checking because I was gonna bring it up and I wanted to have names, but it's called Rick Grimes 2000.
Holy
And
shit.
is he a robot?
No,
But it's the
2000.
T2000.
yeah,
It's 2023.
RG2000.
the comic cover is him with like a lightsaber. And,
Oh,
and
shit.
there's aliens.
Make
all
a show
around
about
him.
that.
This is like Jason Goes
I
to Space.
think they're gonna
Rick
do
Goes to
Walking Dead in
Space.
Space next. I think like that's coming up because they have the Gen Zombie or whatever coming out.
The Gen Z.
Yeah, it's called Gen Z or Gen Zombie, but
What the hell?
it's a Walking Dead show based on that generation of kids who grew up in the zombie apocalypse, based on that group. So like 20-somethings.
What the hell?
You know a lot about
19s.
Walking Dead.
Did Freddy
I
ever
get
go to
into
space?
Holes.
He had to have gone to space. Didn't he go to space in Dream Warriors?
Bitch, I don't know.
I know he went to space at some point.
Dream Warriors.
Probably around the time of Jason X, because they were just neck
Sure.
and neck competing with stolen ideas.
That's why they fought each other.
True.
Oh.
A fine film. No. But, yeah, Mandalorian Season 3 sucked dick.
It was
Not,
awful.
yeah, not
It was
impressive.
horrible. And,
We talked about Book of Boba Fett already. I think.
No.
like, last.
God, I can't wait for that next season. It's
I-
coming.
I think we talked about that on the
Isn't that
last
the-
podcast, but it's the exact same
The
almost.
trailer was like
Yeah.
Boba, like they say Boba
Fett.
Fett.
Yeah.
Dude, so yes, so part of
Tell
the
this story again.
I think this was a long con by Jay to get this one joke across.
It was.
The ending credits, the song would just go hey, like a chant, like a tribal
Yeah.
chant. At the very last episode, and we've been joking about this every time it
greatest
comes
thing.
up. Goes fat,
And it's like, you've earned it.
but we've been doing that without even knowing
Yeah,
You
it.
just start
they're
going.
gonna do that.
Boba, Boba.
And he's just fat and really lame and just a terribly
Always has to
uninteresting
walk
actor.
There's
Always
also
has to walk around
there's
without his
literally
helmet.
a line. Yeah, he can't wear his helmet because they paid too much for Tamara Morrison.
You know what I-
There's a line where he literally goes, "I am Boba Fett."
He's like
You know-
falling asleep.
You know what I want to see, man? I want to see a spinoff of the Jetsons
Okay.
where it's the dad growing up. Because, you know, the dad was
Ooh.
born in the same year my daughter was born. Like, canonically.
Oh.
And I would love to see the Gen Alpha
Mm-hmm.
that becomes the Jetsons.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I had a daymare. Sorry.
You know, he kind of just sounded like Link when he pats his horse. Chris played Breath of the Wild. It took years.
Yeah.
He beat Breath of the Wild. I saw him do it.
Wow.
There you go, Ganondorf.
You got any words about
Wow.
your Ganondorf experience?
I mean, man, if I played that when it had count. Oh my god, I can't.
When it counted back in 2017?
I'm gonna have to edit that one. If I played that when it came out, I would have been like absolutely like blown away.
But now you've played the better version.
But now I played the new shiny version,
You know,
and
it's
that's the one that
interesting.
blew me
It's-
away.
It's interesting you say that. People in ranking Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I find almost every single time they rank Breath of the Wild number one.
Because it did it first.
Yeah.
But Tears of the Kingdom is a way better game.
But how
Conflicted.
marginal of an improvement is it?
It's a big
It's a
improvement.
big
Is it?
improvement.
Is it enough that you would call it its own thing? Or no, because you still measuring
It's the
it by
same map. Like
It's
Yeah.
a little different, but
It's very different in a lot of ways.
I mean-
it is the same basic
Yeah.
outline.
It doesn't sound as bad as like.
It's
Amazing
not a
Spider-Man
DLC or
and-
something.
Oh, yeah.
People saying that have not touched it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's a whole new game, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Just
You got more
100%.
Korra. course it's a video game.
Yeah, she's of age now. Well, she looks like it at least.
She was of age. Well, you know what? Never mind.
She was like 100 years old and looked like a child because this came out of Japan.
Grogu.
Gorgeous.
When are they going to make him talk?
I am telling
Well, didn't
you.
they make him talk like in the last one? He started going, no.
He started going Boba.
Boba,
Wait, no, that's
That's Tamara Morrison.
right. He's not in that show.
Not yet. Well, he was in that show.
Oh my god.
That's right.
I like this new season of The Mandalorian because I got to know some.
It was hilarious.
I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I like
what are they
Treebeard
even
the pirate.
talking? Like, what are they even talking about? Only to find out that there were Mandalorian episodes in the Boba Fett season. Like, it was so boring that they had to put a more interesting show in the season.
That was an executive decision.
Kathleen Kennedy's freaking goon squad. Somebody shat out that idea, and they were all like, "It's brilliant. They'll have to watch both shows."
I think those might have been like cut Mandalorian episodes.
Oh, or plots at least.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it is so starkly different. And not a great Mandalorian episode, but still a Mandalorian episode. I think those are just cut.
You know, I got so excited about this whole Darksaber thing. It was one of the few things that had like the lore thing going in my head. And that was just like, oh, we broke it.
Oops.
The most powerful, like, they gave this all this fucking like mythos about it. You got it's like Thor's hammer. You gotta be like worthy to wield
yeah,
it.
it's like it's heavy. It's as heavy as you think.
And
it is.
yes.
The wielder has to have beaten the previous
Yes.
wielder in battle.
And this whole character,
George Lucas. I can pick
hold
it
on,
up.
what's her name? The fucking redhead. Bo-Katan.
Right.
This whole character is introduced, and all the fans from like the Clone Wars are like, they're finally gonna do it right. Yeah, they're gonna follow the Darksaber plot. She's gonna reclaim it. So the whole Darksaber just gets fucking destroyed for no good reason, and then that character has no fucking future. But suddenly, like, oh, you'll be on the Mandalorian throne still. Then,
Tonally, it's very similar to when Bane gets shot by a car.
Shot by a car.
by Anne Hathaway.
Yeah. Or as you said, hit by a
And
car.
he just kind of sighs and dies.
And
Wait,
is
no,
never,
that was-
never on frame again.
Yeah, never.
That was Talia al Ghul, played by the amazing Mary.
She is wonderful.
Tilliard.
Wow.
But she also sighed and died.
You want to know a Mandalorian conspiracy I got?
Yeah.
I think I've told you this, and I'm gonna keep telling you. They named
Keep telling the lie till it's real.
They named that Baby Yoda after that family or American Dad character.
No,
No, they did.
No.
Look, every single Grogu merchandise that exists before.
I had solved this
Like,
mystery and put it out of my head. There's no way.
No, it happened because everything from the first
I'm
season
mad
said
you opened this
the
back
child, or it wasn't even named. We called him Baby Yoda because we didn't have anything to call him. And they're like, we need to get a name for this character. I didn't know people were going to resonate with him so much. And The Mandalorian first aired November 12th, 2019. The episode
Looking at the numbers.
of American Dad, The Hand That Rocks the Grogu, came out August 26, 2019. I am telling you, one of those fucking screenwriters saw it and saw an ugly alien baby named Grogu, and then when they were in the pitch meeting, they're like, oh, we need to name the child because people want...
It's
why not
Simlish.
Grogu?
They don't need to steal it.
Yeah, it's Simlish. It's just fucking gibberish
Just go
word.
No, I'm
There's
telling
his
you,
name.
it
He's
was
a
a
Star Wars
earworm in
character.
someone's head. He might not even know that's why he picked that name, but that's what I did.
Okay, that might be closer to the truth, but you're still grasping at straws here.
I bet Grogu was
A child going,
list.
"Babu."
No, Grogu was a
Like
list.
Ike.
The list they handed a name. Excuse me. They handed 100 people a list of 10
100
Goo
people.
Goo Gaga names.
Just
And
100.
then Grogu was the one that they picked as the cutest sounding one.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well, we're going to go with that one.
I bet you. Like,
I
okay,
think it
we
sounds-
have this list of names that we picked out. Does anybody have anything to contribute?
Grogu.
One or two put something on there, and that guy was like, "This is gonna be hilarious if it happens."
Dude, no, Grogu is such a clunky sounding name, it has to be someone's child saying it.
Yes.
Because it sounds unnatural. Even for a Star
is
Wars
not.
character.
Still,
Right.
that could have came from something like
Even
that.
for a Star Wars
I
character.
It can't be from the American
It
Dad.
is. It is.
No
I mean,
one needs to steal that.
President Obama became president because of Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, God. Okay, now we're really going down a deep
We can
wormhole.
talk about it later. I gotta go to the restroom.
Well, we need to get into music picks.
Yeah.
This is a natural break.
I think this is good.
When we come back, it's time to jam out.
Pick some music.
All right. Who's going to go first?
I ain't going first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's just go dark until he gets back.
Yeah.
What? No.
Cut.
it's not. Okay, you cutting it?
No, I'm not gonna. I mean, it's still gonna go.
Well, he's gonna have to cut it later.
Yeah.
Chop this thing all up. Get all his goofs and fuck ups out and make us sound like idiots by leaving them in.
I'll
for
add
us.
goofs and fuck ups to
Yeah.
you.
Or just you have like clown sounds and like horn talking.
I just want to add like a heavy breathing filter on everybody except for me.
Make Jesus sound like he's fading away more and more.
I think that's just gonna be like an
He's doing that
in mic
well enough.
trick. Yeah.
What you can do is, as the episode goes on, like isolate each of our voices and make the pitch go down slowly as the episode continues. And at the end of it,
I
was like,
had- I'll
like,
wait
you
for
can
him to
barely
come-
understand. us
I'll
at
wait
the
for him
end.
to come back, but I had a little trick I wanted to do, but I'll wait for him
Anyone
to
like
show
an
back up.
alcoholic beverage
I'll
yet?
take a
Yes,
Modelo.
I'll take
yeah.
a Modelo as well.
We can probably keep this in.
Do we want any glasses?
No, I'm good.
Cruising, okay. I'm glassing. I'm all glassed
I'll
up.
take a can, please.
Take my can.
I can.
Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because he's taking too long. The only reason I didn't do it is because of his current state, and I'm worried it might be horrifying and like really anger-inducing. But I was gonna say like, oh, I got gifts for all you guys. Close your eyes, and I was gonna come out and not actually do it, but turn my razor on and just do this with my fingers on the back of his mullet. But I think like right now it might actually like make
Dude,
him
that
very
would
upset.
be a fight.
Jacob mode crush you.
That'd be a fight.
Yeah,
That'd definitely be a fight. But we had that on podcast to record.
yeah, I know, but I didn't want to do it
Hear all
now.
these like punching sounds and shit.
That's staying in.
Water.
All right, so you're going first.
Yeah, I'll go first.
That means you'll need this first, because we will play it and make us all sit in silence for it, because that's fun.
No.
Go ahead and pull it up.
Is it from Division Bell?
Yeah, you know, not their best. What an awesome opening statement. Do you ever feel like the lack of commitment to click on a video but watch it in the thumbnail mode?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Tiny little thing.
Nah, I'm good.
No audio.
7 minutes
Real
in, you're like,
time.
huh, yeah.
That'd be dope. I should catch that sometime.
Or if I'm feeling like halfway there, I will turn it into horizontal mode. Like, I could go at any time. I could be out of here.
I remember when they added the mouse, like, you can scrub your mouse over the thumbnail and it'll show a preview of where that is. I'm like, oh, hey, they've got that on this website too. Awesome. Finally.
Right. Makes your decisions a little easier.
No.
You didn't connect your Wii to the internet. I just noticed. The light's red.
My music pick
Eh.
is something that I just stumble on. I'll sometimes leave playlists just to keep going and going and going, and I'll forget about it, and then an hour later it's just like, oh yeah, this is still kind of related, but
On
should I-
Spotify?
Yeah.
on YouTube Music.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I like that
when that
app,
happens on
too.
Spotify and I get like a new song after an album ends, it makes me mad. Like, I'm not into this. I'm not going for that.
So if I'm listening to just an album, I'm cool with it. But I mean, if I'm listening to just an album, I'm not cool with it. But if I'm like driving and I don't want to listen to anything in particular, I'll start a radio from a song that is in my head or something. So I eventually got to this song, and the song is called Enemy. It's the first song in this album called First Album by a band called Slant. They're a like new kind of punk, like loud, thrashy
Ooh,
band
loud.
from Seoul.
This sounds like a
Seoul,
Chris pick.
South Korea.
Sale?
Sailboat,
Sailboat, South Korea.
The song is 1 minute and 40 seconds long.
Perfect.
Perfect
It's just-
punk pick.
It's a really energetic song, and I've been listening to this song sometimes when I drive to work, and it gets me fucking
amped up,
dude.
I got a playlist just for that.
All right, this is the song.
Wow.
I really like
Oh,
that
it's an
guitar
Iron
cone.
Lung.
Yeah.
Cone.
Iron Lung is the producers.
Oh,
You
really?
you keep it.
Awesome. Hey,
Love-
listen.
I love this fucking energy, bitch.
You ever listen to Bad Brains much?
Dude, that is so
'Cause
Bad Brains.
that reminded me of Pay to
That
Come
was
a lot.
hard Bad Brains vibe.
So and that's
Was
the
a
thing.
hard.
I think I had started that playlist originally from a Minor Threat song, and I think
okay.
I just kept it going, and I cycled through all of that, and it eventually landed there. And it was like I was like, cool. I remember because when I had first started listening to shit on YouTube Music, it was really bad at predicting like what I wanted to listen to. It just kept throwing in music I've already listened to, thinking that I wanted to hear it again in playlists where it didn't belong. And so now that it's venturing out like that, I
That's a good pick.
yeah, I
like that
appreciate
a
that.
lot.
Thank you.
I want to add that to my hype up. playlist
Yes,
for sure.
That whole album is really good, and all the songs are like a minute and a half long. It's awesome.
This playlist I have is so perfectly curated. Almost every time, if I'm like just low and depressed about being at work, I am just like walking in with a spring in my step.
Hell yeah.
That's the kind of fucking music I need on there. I've got fucking Pay to Come on there,
That's a great one. That's my favorite Bad
awesome.
Brains song.
and that is so that vibe while still being its own. The vocals are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's the kind of music that like I wish I could transport myself to like being in that band and playing that for like a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like that experience of like
You know that shit's fun as fuck.
Kicking shit over.
kicking a metal trash can over.
That'd be karaoke, Chris.
Getting
Yeah, you should do this
beer
for
thrown on
karaoke.
you.
dude.
Oh, dude. You fucking
Sing to that bar we walked past.
If I did karaoke in Seoul, man, woof,
Okay.
I'd do
They
that.
think he was God, like a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna spin the vape for who's next.
okay.
Went straight to its target.
You know, like, I picked two. One, I think, yard.
What? No, one.
One.
You gotta narrow
You gotta
it.
commit. You gotta
You
You
commit.
can have a runner-up, but you can only
Would
mention
you
it on the
rather
podcast.
see? Would you rather hear folk or hip hop?
It's up to you.
You know the answer for me, and you know the answer for him.
Hip hop, folk.
I'd rather hear folk.
That's backwards. I would rather hear folk. He usually wants hip-hop, I thought. Oh!
Oh wait, no, it's up.
Okay.
Let's play it. Let's play it.
I was Volcano by Jimmy Buffett.
Oh!
Okay, but yeah, sometimes I'll listen to this song on my way home from work, and I like think about my little baby and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I was listening to it while I was walking and like leaving y'all because I wanted to
Leaving
us.
us.
And it was nice listening to it on my little walkabout. I kind of get why people like the city.
Well, I'm on my way to the city lights, to the pretty face that shines her light on the city nights. And I gotta catch a noon train, I gotta be there on time. Oh, it feels so good to know she waits at the end of the line. Sweet, sweet city woman, I can see your face, I can hear your voice, I can almost touch you. Sweet, sweet city woman, on the banjo and me, we got a feel for singing. Yeah, yeah. Bon, c'est bon, 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 c'est bon, bon, bon.
That was some, like, walking on sunshine-ass music, Jesus. I love that shit.
I like it.
That is
man.
breezy and delightful.
I used to play it all the time when we would play Sea of Thieves.
I
in
was gonna bring.
Valheim.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Oh.
It's
Immediately
perfect.
identifiable
It is-
as
it
Jesus
is-
music.
It is perfect.
I didn't know.
But it's perfect for sailing. It's
It's
just
so
so
good.
nice and carefree. You're just riding above the music. It's
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
It's so cool.
That's a great pick, dude.
That's some music.
And like I said, I have not played that much Sea of Thieves with you guys.
That's your first music pick.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I did not know that song.
There's
That was
another
great.
song that kind of like feels the same way.
Is this your runner-up song?
No, this isn't just another song that kind of similar. No, I was gonna do an MF Doom song. All
Whoa.
Out of Ale.
What is it? MF Doom.
Yeah, it's like Out of Ale or something.
Out
like
of
that.
Ale?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
one beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Out of Ale. That's great.
This is like a half ugly moment.
There's only one beer left.
All
Rappers
out of
rapping
ale.
One for
in
the
our-
money, 2 for the better green, 3 for.
Oh
Netflix,
no,
Netflix,
yeah, you're right. No,
Netflix.
yeah, that's
That's just
good.
such a neat.
Is it not called One
Right.
Beer?
No, one beer is another
Damn it.
big song of his.
So you're the one who fucked up.
I am the one who fucked up.
Revelatory moment.
That's just a very impressive thing to rhyme. I don't think anybody's rhymed something with that many syllables.
I really like MF Doom, and I understand.
You liked MF Doom.
Yes,
I still like some.
I still like them, but like, I think that
He does have a very unique flow that's not for everyone.
And that's the thing. So, when I think about some music that I find corny, because there are a lot of people who say MF Doom is really corny, and I agree with it to a certain degree, but it's like, I think what it's the way I imagine people feel about Run the Jewels, because
Okay,
I think Killer Mike and the other guy are extremely talented lyricists.
They really are.
That's the thing with like Run the Jewels and all those like the corny white rappers.
Logical rappers.
It's like. It's like yes, if I'm like,
but you know what I
if
mean?
I'm putting
I know
this,
exactly what.
if I'm putting like, if I'm putting all this music you created into numbers, it's technically good,
right?
But like, it's just that. It's technically like competent.
It's sterile.
It's horrible.
Rap.
It's sterile and like
that NF rapper.
I really like MF Doom and he's corny as shit.
Peso Pluma.
So okay,
Here we go.
I was going to. I was kind of thinking you were going to choose a song of his. And I spent some time listening to that music.
And you're like,
So, well, no. And it's one of those... So, again, going back to it, it's one of those things that, to me, I'm like, I'm a hater for something like that, but I need to have a reason. I need to, like, if I'm actually going to feel negative about something, or if I'm going to not enjoy something, I should at least be able to articulate it.
Yeah.
Right. I should be able to say, no, I don't like it for this reason. I'm not hating it just because I'm hating it. And so I don't find anything wrong with like Bad Bunny's music, with Peso Pluma's music, and with a lot of the like stuff that cruises between reggaeton and like banda music, because banda music has been pretty big for a while now, and they're not doing anything different. They're not. Like, the beats stay the same, the overall rhythm, everything stays the same.
Anything new is welcome. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And the thing is, it's the flair that they're putting on it that's very, very popular. But it's insane because...
Bad Bunny flair.
I like, hearing it, you couldn't tell the difference. And that's a good thing if
Ambient
you want to
barrio music.
Yeah. And it's good if you want to stay within the genre, but it's insane to me how suddenly, like, these guys are world celebrities. Like, these people are like Bad Bunny is known throughout the planet.
He has like residencies at venues practically.
Dude,
he does full weekends like Taylor Swift.
Fucking crazy, and he sells out every time.
Dude,
By the way, while I'm thinking about it, I don't know if you saw this ad on your train, but when we went to the other sunny side, Harry Styles is in town for 8 days.
Taylor Swift was here for a whole weekend,
Beyonce's
right?
here.
Oh my
Now
god.
Beyonce's here.
Now?
Beyonce's here.
Now?
Yeah.
She's right outside the window.
Oh hey.
What?
I hear she got bad breath.
Really?
Did you hear that, bro?
Celebrities have always
Jay-Z
said
told
it.
him.
If Jay-Z said it, I believe it.
Man, my wife breath stink.
Oh! Okay, with that, I have to say, the next music pick must be reached.
That was like a
We have a quota
moment.
We have a quota here. Okay, the vape was elated. Or weighted.
Elated.
It was elated. So we're gonna flip a bottle or spin a bottle now. I'm starting to lose it already.
Flip a bottle.
Nas's new album, Elated.
Here we
I'm
go.
happy. He's smiling on the cover.
Moment of truth.
No, I'm going. It's fine.
God damn it!
Where it was headed.
All right,
Well,
move
we
over. I
fucking
got a
last.
music video too. Have you guys ever heard of a band called Black Midi?
No.
I feel like I've heard that name before. It's also like a genre.
Okay.
But anyway, move that chair, please. Someone get that chair out of there.
Dark MIDI music?
This is no, they're like a post-punk band, kind of. They're very like alternative post-punk.
Who's gonna have to come back?
But I'm glad with the music picks so far because they're all gonna be very different, and this is probably the most.
Are you introducing it for the podcast or for us? Like
For everybody.
Okay.
Anyway, this is one of the weirder picks for me. I'm just gonna play it and let you take this in.
Posterity will show me to be the greatest the world has ever seen, a genius among non-entities. The Ludwig clash of the century, February 31st, 2163, I was there.
I could not see, being a 3-for-3 superfluous freak, blinded by necks, upper backs, and knees, forward and fat, flapped by the breeze. Sancho in the red trunks, the Sun Tzu in the blue, both ran to the center of the ring while the rhinestone suit continued to sing.
Okay.
Wow.
Dan, you don't want your chair back?
Yeah, I want more chair.
Gotta make sure the radial audio is right.
Get my chair back.
Because I feel like that gives somebody anxiety.
I knew it. I knew you would have a negative reaction.
Dude,
I like it.
Okay, that to me, I want to also give a shout out to the recently departed. What's his name? Tony Bennett.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tony Bennett died. I think the day before.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. It comes to mind first because that is the weirdest combination of crooner vocals.
It's strange.
With
I know
like,
it turns a lot of people off.
Okay, so the actual part that was like the leading star, besides the music video, that music video was fucking sick as shit.
Yeah, I love that.
Those fast sections remind me of a genre called breakcore.
Yes. Yeah.
Where it's just the drum is so psychotic.
It's a really sped up amen break. It's a
yes.
Yeah, that's
But Chris is saying that the
crazy.
actual bass for this is like live confirmed. They're doing it.
I've seen them play.
That's
it, yeah.
crazy because I thought it sounded fucking sped up.
Yeah.
Like all
Best
those,
part about that is
those shredders on
the
YouTube.
third time that comes in, the guitar comes in too.
Fucking
It's like a great
psychotic.
payoff.
It reminds me a lot of Flying Lotus. How his music gets really frantic sometimes, and it feels like it's gonna shake apart.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
I hate to even
Yeah,
bring
that's
up the
cool.
name, but like some of Death Grip's like instrumental breaks, where
Yeah,
it's
I
just
think that
psychotic.
Deadliest Death Grips is
They have a
inspiration.
big breakcore influence in a lot of their music, and that
Yeah.
dude, the vibe on that was fucking
That's
awesome.
wicked, man.
Where do they get the name for that?
It's a genre of
breakcore
Japanese
or
music.
Death Grips.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Death.
hell if I know.
I'm sure it's something.
Sounded
sexual.
cool.
I'm sure it's something sexual and vulgar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man, yeah.
Couldn't guess.
But Chris, wow.
Cool, man.
Wait, you said you found that the same way Daniel?
I saw some guy wearing it at another concert, a shirt with like that name on it, some tour.
That's a good advertisement.
Yeah, it was.
That was fucking sick.
If you're at a concert of a band you like and you see a band shirt that you don't know of,
Yeah,
Look that shit up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good band.
Well, I always hate being put last because it's like...
You said you wanted to go last.
No,
he said he didn't want to go
He's
first.
feigning-
I didn't say I wanted to go last. I like to go
Fine.
right in the middle where I have not influenced the mood so much that the opening of it and the closing of it last.
We've had such contrasting things that he gets mad.
Yes.
In a normal,
He's like, wow, you just lifted the mood for the end.
And see,
Thanks.
now I'm going to kill it.
in a normal scenario though, it would just be you two. So you saying I don't like going first means
He
I'm
goes
going
last.
Oh my god, you were thinking too much about this. Well, either way, my song's not a downer, but it's maybe if we look at it positively, it's a good decompressor after that like tightly clenched fist, like pulsing arm, shaking nightmare.
It's
awesome.
like you've
rattle
been
can in a
routed
hot
to
car.
like a power line.
Yes, it just was like to be electrocuted,
Yep.
and we saw that in the music video with the fucking
The ref, yeah.
Okay, so I saw this band that kept popping up of all fucking places on like just randomly Facebook ads. I guess tailored for me and my mediocre taste in music.
I get Facebook ads for silencers.
And I let Chris hear the track I thought we were gonna do when we were gonna do a podcast last time that just didn't happen.
I don't know, Chris.
Can I guess?
Raiders.
Is it When Winter Comes Around?
Well, that was the song I originally wanted.
I was almost going to pick
But
that.
considering
Lemon Pound Cake Afro Man.
everybody shut up, shut up. When Winter Comes Around by the Lemon Twigs was my first pick, and they are definitely a throwback like 70s pop rock band.
Yeah.
Okay.
Including in their like aesthetic, they're doing sort of like it's if what Greta Van Fleet was doing was inspired and kind of cool. And just like a loving throwback instead of just like a complete rip.
Well, they sound like a genre as opposed to one single band.
Yeah. So here is Corner of My Eye.
What a wonderful feeling that's ripe for being wrong. Lately the Lord's got me kneeling. It's been hard to get along. But when I've got you in the corner of my eye, all my moments are the same when day or night. I saw you twice before. Now I really wanna see you more. the game of heart.
You did? I thought you would think that's like the lamest, whitest shit you've ever seen.
That was lovely.
Hey, I like
Oops, sorry.
Imagine if they shot that on digital.
Yeah. It would look so
Would
much
just
better.
totally undermine everything.
And
So much better.
obviously,
My
Daniel
opinion.
pointed out a lot of bands are doing more kind of throwback, like 70s, early 80s music.
Yeah.
And this is perfectly a ripoff of what my dad famously calls AM gold. Kind of shit that used to be just, soft rock on shitty AM stations. All of it was kind of bubble gum like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole album is like that. Some of the songs are a little more poetic, like the opening to the album. When Winter Comes Around was originally the music pick I wanted. That'll be my runner-up that doesn't get played. But I mean, that whole album is just a throwback to like silly love songs and just nice acoustic, breezy.
It reminds me of like.
That's a song our parents would love.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I knew my parents would love this album, and I love this
That's
old
something.
style.
That's something I would like send them and not really say what the year was. Just be like, "Have you heard of
think
them?"
of this?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, I think I remember them.
Loaded statement. Like
Yeah.
you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Gaslighting him.
It reminds me of Lou Reed. Like
Lou Reed?
It's a Perfect Day. That one. That's an allegory for him shooting up.
Such a perfect day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So,
those,
I feel like both.
I think those are awesome.
You ever listen to Lulu?
Oh my God! Don't bring
Lulu.
up Lulu by
Let's listen to it.
Metallica and Lou Reed, the joint album.
Let's listen to no.
Did you know that existed?
No.
Famously over Metallica riffs, Lou Reed goes, "I am the table," and then James Hetfield does too.
I am the room.
It sounds like it's well received.
It was awful. It's
yeah,
like one of the worst albums.
It's a big joke.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
To say I am the table.
I like Metallica, but also they seem like shitty people.
Really?
Well, the whole
Well,
like,
not
They're
More.
very protective about their brand.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they ruined
they are.
Napster.
and-
Yeah.
They've always been like that. And the
But-
drummer, weirdly enough, was leading the charge in
Yeah,
the beginning of the
they're
Napster.
Well,
Great.
James Hetfield famously said, "You use Napster, I'll put you in a dirt nap."
Oh, so
Stir.
clever.
Stir.
I
just
think they've
like,
mellowed out a
it's
lot.
gonna happen. I remember.
They just don't
reading-
remember.
Yeah.
Because you could use this to help you, like, in a way. I mean, this is more people listening to your music and shitty quality. Like, there's going to be plenty of people who are like, man, I really want to own this outright.
It's like that
That's
episode.
how I feel about most
and,
things. Yeah.
and Aerosmith actually used, what's the word? File sharing data to figure out what parts of the world people were listening to their music the most.
And they made a tour.
Yeah, they did a tour there.
Oh, man, that's smart.
That's really
yeah,
smart.
I mean,
I think the smartest thing ever is you two just putting an album on your phone.
Yeah.
No, don't bring that up. Fucking Bono, man.
Brilliant, man. Just it's there.
It's just there. You can't get rid of it.
Hey, until you download more songs, check this thing out.
Oh,
Great. It's,
There's-
hello.
I wish it was that.
a
It was
PSP
shitty
commercial.
New album.
Hola.
One of the, this reminds me of an episode of South Park where, like, we're talking about the file sharing stuff, and everyone's like, donate to your needy celebrities. And you're like, I wanted to get this boat, but because of Napster, I have to get this little tugboat for my mansion.
see this Kyle,
tugboat for your
this
mansion.
is Britney Spears. She had to downgrade to a G5 instead of a G6.
Yep. And they're just walking around crying in front of their mansions and shit.
you sound
The
like
best.
Butters.
Look, I know this isn't the case the whole way, but that is why I don't care about the writer's strike, dude.
No, you're opening a big
I don't
topic
care. I
right
don't
at the
care.
end.
Like I know most of y'all
Gosh.
are living more or less the same as
Yes,
as a
I'm
normal person,
livid.
But the majority of you are upper middle class, and you're like, I don't want to be middle class. I'm middle class.
Whoa!
Join the group. Join
could
the
be a
group
fun
and write
title.
better, dummy.
Right better.
Right.
Yeah. And then the ones who are doing great, I mean, they're getting paid out the fucking ass.
I just find it interesting. There's like HBO studios
so-
that are like, no, you will keep going. There will be no
Adam
talk of
ruins
this.
everything. It's kind of like the mouthpiece for the movement online. And dude, I already hate him. That was a big mistake.
I already hate them.
I
think it's just a popular thing to get behind right now. People want to be a part of a movement no matter what.
and the people who are gonna be on the news are gonna be the ones that are like, oh well, you get paid fucking $5 million. Like.
I'm just mad it's fucking up the production on Severance.
Yeah.
I need more Severance, dude.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big shows. They was like, nope, total stop.
Yep.
All the episodes, we're done. Stop.
I'm just mad that people care more about them than like the fucking train conductors. Those dudes are like. Do you ever watch Snowpiercer?
Yeah.
Do you remember how at the end they figure out they're using the kids as like parts?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what an actual train conductor's life is like. You're
Well, we
just
gotta put a spoiler
dead
warning
man
on this
switch
podcast now.
squeezer. Oh yeah, that movie came out like 100 years ago.
No, we watched something from 1901 today.
Yeah.
That's true.
The Infernal Cauldron.
That was a great. That's our movie pick of the week. Everybody, it was a fucking hit.
Contrasting that with Velma was
2
amazing.
minutes. That's all.
It's like it was washing away Velma from us in a
Yeah.
Great Velma
a
detox.
purging fire.
There you go.
Purging Velma fire.
Well, it feels like a
Great title.
purging fire in here. I'm sweating, boys.
It
Let's
does.
Let's call it.
wrap this up and turn the AC on.
All right, I love you, Chicago, Boys Town, 2023 going pretty. Boys
Successful
trip
trip.
going pretty
We're
fucking
going,
good.
we're going to Vancouver.
We're going to Trump Tower tomorrow.
Oh, we are.
Or Trump Hotel. It's not Trump Tower.
It's
is
Trump
it?
Tower.
Oh, it
Trump
is.
Tower.
Okay. Trump Tower,
Our
Chicago.
podcast will be filmed on the 57th floor of Trump Tower.
Dude, I hope it's high up, dude.
Yeah, I hope it's really.
I got
Wanna
city
open up?
view.
Open up my window and
We're
scream.
gonna get the second floor.
No,
Oh God! I'll have to
You're
commit
like, well, what?
suicide.
Interview.
I think the hotel starts on like the 20th at least or
Oh,
something.
really?
Jesus
so.
Christ!
Yeah, Judd Trump would walk us in, just like, no, come on, it's a nice room. It's a nice
very
room.
good.
We love it.
No, we. Yeah,
I don't want to do Trump
complaints.
impressions. God, I'm turning the AC
All right,
on.
we're off.
50%
Goodbye.
of you are good people.